In honor of our first game tonight, I thought I would update my trademark catchphrase. When something goes wrong, I plan to exclaim, UF, oh no. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Atari 2600 and a whole lot of dubious capture footage. Oh, my apologies, my friends. Tonight is going to be a little rough, but hopefully a lot of fun. Hello, Jelly. Hello, Cows. That joke was out of this world. Phenomenal. Oh, that's good. Oh boy, E.T. So what you guys are seeing is a pale imitation of what I'm seeing. I don't know if holding the camera up will do it justice, but the image on my CRT is like, look, it's this beautiful, crisp blue. There's like not even any static, and the best I could do for you guys is these like crazy wavy lines. I don't know what is happening. It worked pretty well last time. Tonight it looks like garbage. I don't know what's going wrong. Could it be? I have one idea that might make things a little better. I don't know why it would make things better, but I have something I'm going to try real quick. So, excuse me just a moment and I'll be back with you. Oh, and hello to you as well, 5-foot giant. Oh boy, E.T. Elliot. Alright, so yeah, hopefully we're going to have some fun with this, but excuse me just a moment. And I'll see if I can make it look a little nicer. Okay, I think it's looking a little better, but it's kind of like one of those things where it's probably gonna like come and go. I wonder, because now it's snowy for everyone. Wish I could show you what I'm doing. Because it is completely ridiculous. Okay, I think if I don't breathe too hard, everything might just stay where I put it. So, I'm sorry, why I'm having so much trouble with the with the video is, of course, because I'm running an RF signal through my television and then capturing the AV out footage, and it's just a whole bunch of nonsense. And the cable that comes out of the Atari plugs into this box with these other wires coming out of it, and the old wires are so like brittle and broken, and they've been attached and deattached so many times to so many different connectors that it's a miracle that any of them even still exist. It's a very, very questionable operation I am running here. Hopefully I don't burst into flames mid-game. But I was thinking we'd try to have some fun with some Atari games tonight. I know these games are not for everyone. They are very simple and very stark a lot of times. But my plan for tonight is to play a little E.T. for about an hour or so. I'm thinking of each of the games we do tonight we'll do for about an hour or so. Hello, Gamera Obscura. You're playing this again. I am. I'm going to play it a little bit. Just don't burn your house down. I mean, I'm trying not to. Are you using an actual Atari? Of course I'm using an actual Atari 5-foot giant. That's how I do things. I'm an original hardware kind of guy. You know, I don't have anything against people using emulators, especially like for games that aren't available, and if it's your only way to play a game, more power to you. But I'm into collecting and archiving and preserving, and like I like this old stuff. It's fun. These are my toys, all of this old technology that doesn't work anymore. So I'm thinking we'll give each of these games about an hour. I'm playing E.T. again because I couldn't complete a loop the last time I played it, and I got really close. And so I'm thinking if I just tough it out a little longer, I might get that. And it'd be very nice to be able to complete a loop and then say I beat E.T. and be done with it forever. After we get done with E.T., whether I complete a loop or not, we're probably gonna throw the towel in after about an hour and a half, somewhere around there. I've got 3 Atari 2600 cartridges that have absolutely no labels on them. I have no idea what they are. They're a mystery. I need to play them to figure out what they are, and label them. So I figured that's what we would do. They're not gonna be some kind of rare, like super valuable $1,000 game, hidden gem or something like that. These are Atari games I've had for a long time and have been sitting on. Just, I don't know, the labels have peeled off and blown away or turned to dust or whatever happens to old labels on Atari games, and they're just gone. So these are just going to be average regular games, but I'm not going to know what it is until I put it in and turn it on. And then whatever it is, I feel like I should just be stuck with it and play it for an hour or so. And then if we make it through all 3 of those, and we still got time left on the stream, we still got time and energy, I've got Qbert on deck to wrap the night out. Because I know at least that one will be fun. Maybe one is the Kool-Aid game. I doubt it. But I can't say it's not, but I think the probability is pretty low. That would be stunning. Emulating is nice for the convenience, but there's just something to be said about playing on original hardware. Yeah, I like the feel of the original hardware. There's sort of a tactile sensation to it that I miss. Even like with the games, like the Super Nintendo games they put on the Switch, like they're fine ports, they play okay, but playing those older games on an LCD screen with a slightly different refresh rate, it has a different feel than like what I developed in my muscle memory over a decade, over the decades of playing these games as a kid. So when I play it on a modern screen with a different refresh rate, it feels slightly off to where it just bothers me a little bit compared to my old TV that barely functions. I need to get my Intellivision set up to work with my capture card. I mean, if my streams are proof of anything, your equipment doesn't have to work with your capture. Mine doesn't. And we still make stuff happen. All right, but I think we've listened to this song enough times now. I don't have anything that steps RF. I actually don't either so far as capture device. My television is what converts the RF to an RCA cable for me. Because the RF goes in, the RCA cables come out, and the RCA cables go into my capture device. I'm scared to like do anything in the game. Like I want to get started. An old VCR or something. Yeah, an old VCR would do it just fine. It's so difficult. It's so difficult to find. Like you can find converter boxes, like a standalone box that will convert RCA signal to RF, but you can't find it the other way around. I mean, you can, but they're rare and expensive. But like, I could go to any thrift shop in town, and I could probably find 20 converter boxes to go from RCA to RF, but to go from RF to RCA, and no one is using either of those anymore. That's the thing. It's like, well, RF is a dead signal type, and it's like, well, that's true, but I mean, no one's using RCA cables anymore either. I want to mod it to just have RCA output. I mean, that's the optimal situation. And I would do that to stuff like my top loader NES. It's only RF out. I'd love for it to be AV out, but I don't know that I have the skill for that kind of mod. Alright, but I've been chin-wagging for a very long time without playing, so I'm going to hit the start button, and we are going to see if we can get our phone pieces and get onto our ship. Okay, piece 1 acquired. That's like record time. I'm already scared by how nicely things just started off. Oh no, there's the scientist. Oh, let go of me. I'm not really that scared of the scientist. I'm terrified of the detective, though. Okay, oh, here's the flower. We'll resurrect the flower. The detective's in the hole. I've never seen that before. Oh, did he get me? He got me. He got my phone piece. Oh, what a jerk. I'm not scared of the detective when I don't have any items. There's nothing he can do to me. The scientist can annoy me, but I know a guy who can mod it for you. Does great work. He's done stuff for the NES, N64, and be working on my Genesis soon. That's tempting. Hello, Manu. Welcome to the stream. Okay, we got another phone piece. Why are you playing the worst video game in the world? I want to beat it. I don't think I'm going to on this attempt, I'm already really low on energy. And the detective is bound and determined to steal the one phone piece I've been able to get. He RGB modded my NES, and now it has the same output as the NES/N64. That would be nice. I might need your friend's contact info. I don't know if I'll be able to afford his services at the moment, but if you wouldn't mind maybe whispering me so I could get in touch with him and maybe get an estimate, that might be something I'll look into. It would probably make my life a lot easier. Excellent, thank you. Alright, we're in bad shape now. So you start off a round with 9999 energy, and you waste energy standing still. No, not standing still. I take that back. But you waste energy when you do anything. If you move, or if you use one of ET's like different powers, or just anything, a waste energy. That number that's constantly ticking down there, that's my energy being wasted. And so you start off with 99.99, and then if you run out, you die. But Elliot will come and resurrect you. But when Elliot brings you back to life, he only gives you 1500 energy, which is not enough to do anything. So really, you've got to get it. You've got to beat it before you run out of energy for the first time, or the rest of this is just a farce. All we're doing now is wasting time, pretty much. What is the pit he keeps going to? So, on every, well, not on every screen, but on most of the screens, there are these different shaped holes. Like here, there are 4 holes, and each hole leads to the same. It looks like the same pit, but they're actually different pits. And E.T. needs to go down into the pits to find the pieces of his telephone. 3 of the holes, and there are like, I don't know, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. There are like 20 or so different holes. So there are 20 or so different pits. And of the 20, 4 of them have objects in them. 1 has a dead flower that E.T. can resurrect. And I don't know why you do that. And 3 of them have pieces of E.T.'s telephone. I have to find all 3 pieces of the telephone, then walk to a specific place on the overworld to make a phone call, and then go to a different spot on the overworld at the right time to be picked up by my UFO. And then I'll win the game. My obstacles are that my energy runs out. There's a scientist who will kidnap E.T. and take him to a particular place on the map. It doesn't hurt me, but it wastes my energy being taken to that place and having to get away from it. And there's a detective. This guy here, he's the detective. The detective will steal whatever E.T.'s carrying. So if I found pieces of the telephone, if the detective runs into me, he gets my pieces of my telephone, and then I have to go find them again. And they won't be in the same pit they were the first time. They'll be in a different random pit. They can be in one I've already checked. It's horrible. The detective's the worst thing to happen to me. And so far as I'm aware, there is no way to fight back against the detective or the scientist, and both of them walk faster than I do. so I can't really outrun them either. I just kind of have to get lucky and hope they don't mess with me too much. It's difficult for me to tell sometimes which pit which pit I was just in and which pit I'm coming out of. I don't really know how the different screens on the overworld connect to each other. It seems I just walk off the edge of one and I could be on any of them. See, here's the flower. I don't know what bringing a flower back to life does. It seems to do nothing. It seems like it's just like, oh, that's, I guess, something E.T. did in the movie, so you got to do it in the game. If I stand here, I can call Elliot, but he's not coming to me, so I don't know if that doesn't work or if I'm doing it wrong. So I've lost my phone piece. The detective just robbed me. He's a major jerk. Those black dots that I'm collecting from time to time, like you see I've got that number 2 down there. That number increases every time I collect a black dot off the ground. Those are candies. There's another one. See, now I've got 3 candies. If you stand on the right spot in the overworld, you can eat the candy to restore some of your power. But it only restores, like, 50. And, you know, 50 out of 10,000 is not a very useful percentage. Let's see. Programmer Howard Scott Warshaw told BBC that a regular game in 1982 took 6 to 8 months to make, but he had to finish E.T. for the Atari system in just 5 weeks. That sounds legitimate. Hello, Derek Ocean. Back to E.T. Unfortunately, I've decided to do this to myself again. You know, we're just going to try it. We're just going to try it for a little while. So, I have this major problem of when I fall into a pit. Yep. I frequently can't get out of the pit. Like I'm in this loop here. I don't know what I am doing wrong. All I'm doing is holding up, and I fall into the pit. Alright, we'll hold up, and then I'll switch to right. Alright. Oh, see, that didn't work either. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. That's making me fall into the same pit. I'm not hitting another button. I'm only holding the direction. And it seems to not work. Nothing works. Nothing works in this game. It's all madness. Hello, Hambonio. Welcome to the stream. I'm amazed this was actually released. It truly is as bad as the legend suggests. Oh, man. At least as bad. Probably worse. How bad was E.T. really? According to the Video Game History Foundation, reviewers from the era found the game confusing, clunky, and hard to learn with bad graphics even for the time. Apparently children had an easier time playing than adults, but people did not like constantly falling into pits. A review from Electronic Games in 1983 said the game looked like it was turned out in 5 weeks. Well, hey, there you go. How did Castlevania go yesterday? Castlevania went really well. I got a new PB of 24, I think 2416. That's down from 26 something, so you know, roughly a 2-minute improvement. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Had a lot of technical issues. Oh man, so many glitches, and my internet went down for a while. It was a mess. What kills me is the best programmer available using the best technology took 5 weeks to make this game, and it almost killed the industry. Today you've got chokers making a game in a day and it goes viral. This is true. Here, I hate falling into pits. Alright, again, this attempt is basically no longer an attempt because I don't have enough energy left to survive. Hey, magic beans, alright. We'll take a bean in just a second. Now I have nothing. The detective has robbed me of all of my phone parts. And now I'm dead. Good time to have a bean now. There's nothing they can do to me. Hambonio, thank you for the follow, my friend. Very much appreciated. Alright, what'd we get? It's Tutti Frutti / Stinky Socks. For anyone new to my streams, these are Bean Boozled beans. I pick one out at random and I got a 50-50 chance. It could be something delicious or it could be something horrifying. And this particular one is Tutti Frutti, which is just any random good flavor, versus Stinky Socks, which, compared to some of the stuff I've had to eat from that bean jar, not the worst thing that can happen to me. This is good. This is a bubblegum flavored bean. Oh, Manu. Okay, thank you for the spicy pepper. This is going to be the only spicy pepper I eat tonight. I have to turn that particular channel point reward off after the first piece of pepper because I only have one piece of pepper left. I was supposed to go to the store and buy more peppers today, but then it stormed and I was afraid to go outside, so I failed. Let's hope it's a good pepper then. By a good pepper, you mean one that destroys me, yes? We'll have the pepper just as soon as I'm finished up with this jelly bean. I'm glad you got a good bean. Me too. It doesn't happen very often. I'm a mess at this game. I'm just the absolute worst at ET. Detective, do your worst, detective. What are you gonna do? Steal my candy? So what? The candy's practically worthless anyway. Ooh. Does anyone understand it? I kind of understand the game. Oh, wow, nice. I'm looking at your message, Gamera Obscura. Thank you very much. Excellent. I think I'm going to check that out and maybe reach out to him over the weekend. Okay, so channel points. Sorry, let me make this adjustment real quick because I don't know who else is going to pop in tonight and want to feed me peppers, but I don't have any left. Okay. So let's suffer with a pepper real quick, and then we'll get back to suffering with E.T. Now, fortunately, for everyone who's not me, the piece of pepper I have is actually a really giant piece. So even though I only have one piece of pepper tonight, it's humongous. And I've got a bunch of extra, like, loose seeds in my container. I'm going to tip those into my mouth, too. Because why not? Big pepper, I know. Oh, man. This is actually scary. My mouth still hasn't recovered. Oh, my goodness. I got to do it upside down, too. My mouth still hasn't recovered from that too hot pizza I was eating yesterday. It still feels very smooth on the roof of my mouth. Just eating peppers so you don't suffer so much. Alright. Well. Pepper. Seeds. Let's keep playing while we chew. Oh my. Oh, okay. It's a good time to game over anyway. Oh, my whole mouth hurts. I think my teeth are burning. How is that even possible? Oh no. People just tuning in wouldn't even know you ate a hot pepper because it's a perfectly reasonable reaction to this game. Oh, it's so good. I wish I wasn't dying so I could appreciate it even more. Okay. Wow, this is bad. This is some crazy pain. Oh, what agony. Yeah, I feel it. I feel it in my teeth. Oh, I'm so happy this is the only pepper I'm going to eat tonight. My goodness. What a nightmare. I saw your comment about Cyberpunk, Derek Ocean. I don't think it's a game that I will get around to playing myself anytime soon. Probably not ever, but I definitely agree with you that there can be some tremendous advantages to being a late adopter of video game stuff, especially nowadays. In an era where every game maker's attitude is just who cares if we finished it? We can just release 1,000 patches later on. It's really not worthwhile to buy stuff new anymore. What kind of pepper was that? It's a Serrano pepper. Serranos, aren't the highest on the Scoville scale, but you have to keep in mind that the Scoville scale is just a suggestion. Every pepper on there has a range, and sometimes I get away very, very nicely with a pepper that is very much under the range. Lately, I seem to have been getting peppers over the range more frequently. I don't know if it's the time of year, or if they're being sourced differently at my grocery store, or what. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, I definitely know I'm alive, because you can't feel like this if you're not. That detective has to chase me down and be rude to me, even when there's no advantage. Just to remind me that I exist at his mercy. If there's a way to escape from the scientist, I don't know what it is. So we got a phone piece, but the detective is also on the screen, so... Oh, well, no, he's gone. Hey, Lucent Jelly, thank you for the pistachios. I'll enjoy those in just a moment. I'm gonna let this pepper wear off some before I take those so I can enjoy them a little more. Run. So what, you got a joystick with one button on it. Somewhere around here. I don't even know where the button is. There it is. What the button does changes depending on where E.T. is standing. If you're standing next to the dead flower, the button resurrects the flower. If you're in the bottom of a pit, the button will let you levitate so you can leave the pit. And we're on the overworld. What the button does, it's indicated by that arrow up at the top. That arrow changes to different symbols sometimes. And why it's doing that is to indicate what the action button is going to do for me. But it's all just random what it does, depending on where you are on the overworld. But like, the place you are on the overworld has no logical connection to what the button does when you're in that place. There's just like an invisible grid, and if you're standing on particular coordinates, the button will do a particular thing for no reason. Play Kung Fu on the NES, that's a fun game. I don't know if I have that game. I can only play games that I own physical copies of. So I get a lot of game suggestions, and I appreciate them, and I want to fulfill requests, but I can only fulfill requests which are for games that I already have, for the most part. I might have Kung Fu, I might not. I don't know. I haven't inventoried my NES games yet, so much of my collection is a mystery to me. Aren't you using an emulator? I'm not using an emulator. I never use emulators, Manu. I'm using an antique Atari. If you rewind the VOD, you'll see all the troubles I was having because I'm using an antique Atari. I don't know that you were up here at the top of the stream. Everything was going wrong for the first 10 minutes. I was showing you my controller. I mean, I guess I could be plugging this into a laptop or something, but I'm not. I mean, I don't know where I'm going to find a laptop with a 9-pin connector, but OMG. You have quite a few to choose from, though. Oh man, I've got games for days. And yet here I am playing E.T. on the Atari. Nothing I do makes any sense. Welcome back, Derek Ocean. So there's one part of the map where it just says question mark. I'm not sure. I think that's... Ooh, I think the question mark point is where I stand when I want to make a phone call. I think after I get the 3 telephone pieces, the question mark becomes the make a phone call mark. And I know the place to get picked up after I make the phone call is somewhere at the very, very top of the overworld. Well, I'm actually lucky. I died right before the detective ran into me, so he didn't get to take my phone piece. Apparently he can't rob the dead. Do you ever do vote for the next game? I haven't yet, but I definitely want to do something like that in the future. Okay, I'm sorry, my friends. Excuse me just a moment. I need to address my streaming sinuses. Okay, sorry about that, but now I can breathe much more easily. It would be nice to craft a button for choosing a retro game, maybe 10,000 points. Yeah, I definitely want to have some sort of audience participation thing like that, where you guys get to influence what I play. And I'm working on it. The thing is, that's a lot of what my game collection inventory is building toward. Is I want to create a list or a database that's accessible to viewers so that you guys will know what I have before you try and choose something. Because I don't want people to just be like, oh, play X game, play Y game, play Z game, and I don't own X, Y, or Z. Then, you know, we could be sitting here for a lifetime of people naming games they want me to play that I just don't have in my collection, so it's not possible. So it's better if people know the list of what's available beforehand. So when the inventory's done, that's going to be a lot more viable. And I'm already experimenting with that just a little bit. Like right now, I'm planning on playing a Harry Potter game at the end of the month, and I've got a poll in the Discord so people can vote for which console they want to see it on. That's sort of my first, like, dipping my toe into the water of the sort of viewers pick the game kind of thing. And we'll just build from there. Other games, I'm here for the 24/7 ET. I like that attitude, Hambonio. The other night, the chat was trying to convince me to do a 24-hour bingo stream. I don't even know if bingo exists on any console. It sounds like a wonderfully horrific idea. I don't know about a 24-hour stream though. I need to do a 12-hour stream before I do a 24-hour stream. So far my longest stream has been 10 hours. Can't stop watching until you complete this sucker. You may be here forever. I got really close. I got one attempt that was going really well. I got all 3 of the phone pieces. I made the phone call. I just didn't make it to the right spot on time to get picked up by the UFO. So I've been shockingly close to beating this. I've done 6 hours maybe twice. I can't imagine doing 24. Well, my typical stream, my streams usually last about 5 hours. I've rolled close. I roll over into 6 every now and then, but between 4 and 5, leaning toward 5, is what I usually do. But one night I was playing Kirby's Dream Land 2, and I was determined to beat it in one sitting. A 100% playthrough, or a true ending playthrough at least. And because I don't remember if the game, I don't even remember if the game tracks a percentage. I think it's just true ending. And oh man, Kirby's Dream Land 2. If you're gonna do a first-time blind playthrough of that game is not for the faint of heart. There are some puzzles in that. I've been traumatized. I cry about that game on stream at least once a week because it was a real trial to get through. I spent close to 3 hours trying to brute force the solution to one combination. Now maybe I'm dumb. Maybe the game did tell me the solution to the puzzle, but I don't think it did. If it did, I missed it. So I did it the hard way. Oh. He got my telephone piece. If the detective gets a hold of us, it's pretty much over from that point. I don't really see how we can recover if we get a phone piece stolen from us in an attempt, but we'll press on. Hey, I think that's the piece that just got stolen from us. I've definitely been upside down long enough to fulfill the point. So I'm going to change back now. The mere fact that you know what you're supposed to do in this game to complete it is impressive. Well, I had a look at the instruction manual. Well, actually, I didn't have a look at the instruction manual. I had a look online at a website where someone typed up all the text from the instruction manual, and hopefully, or claimed to at least, so hopefully it was accurate. And then just bumbling around, I kind of figured out how things are supposed to work. The thing about this, what they should have done was made this game with 3 loops. In the first loop, it's all the same every time. The first loop, there's no scientist, no detective. You complete the first loop, you get the points. It does the, like Atari, you win noise. And then the second loop's exactly the same, except now the scientist is there. So they can slow you down and make you waste your energy. And then finally, the third loop is just like the game is now. Scientist, detective, all the nightmares. So that at least on the first loop, you could get your bearings and understand how the game works without being harassed by these villains the whole time. Did I fall down the same pit and it changed what was inside of the pit? Because it was a telephone piece the first time, and then it was a flower. If the pits can change for no reason, then I'm in real trouble. I thought they only changed when I got abducted. No! I've got 2 telephone pieces. I really don't want to have anything stolen from me. No, why is he always coming on that side of the screen? Why can't he come out on the right side? I'm trying to get over there to the left. No, he's right on top of me. He got my phone piece. It's all over. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. He might as well just come and take the other piece too, because there's no getting it back. I'm unlucky tonight. I had to reset again. Oh no. You have my sympathies, Derek. It sounds like your laptop is giving you a lot of trouble. I definitely am no stranger to the aggravation of poorly behaved hardware. It's so weird. When the scientist abducts me, I can go down off of that screen to get onto this next screen that I'm on. But when I appear on this next screen, I don't appear at the top, even though I left the other screen going down. I appear at the bottom of the next screen, moving upward. It's very weird. It's very weird. It's like in some ways, it's like playing a game with pre-rendered camera angles, like Resident Evil, without tank controls. So that like you're walking along, but every time the camera moves, your controls start to do something different because you're now moving at a different angle in regard to the camera. It's kind of like an early version of that problem. The Atari Game Over documentary is a great watch if you haven't seen it. I haven't. I do like video game documentaries. Though now that I think of it, I can't really think of a lot of like professional level documentaries. Mostly just YouTube videos that I watch. Hello, Sparrow. Welcome to the stream. Frownie, no, it's a trap. No, literally, it's a series of holes and abnormally high detailed detective and scientist sprites, along with Elliot swaggering in the screen and being consumed by E.T. I don't have anything. The detective is just there to mock me. He's hanging out outside that pit just to mock me. We both know. We both know there's no point. He has nothing to gain. I do like the font used for the energy level, though. Pretty high tech. That's your game review, huh? Be like Derek was talking about. He mentioned Cyberpunk 2077 earlier. It's like Sparrow, what'd you think of Cyberpunk 2077? Well, I like the font. I feel like E.T. never caught a break. He got a terrible game, and the movie was not very good. Don't understand why it's loved. I wasn't a big fan of E.T., but I get why people like it. E.T.'s design always looked really weird to me, though. Like, I don't know, the way his neck and head are shaped, he looks to me like the back of an office chair. That's what I think about when I see E.T. I think he looks a lot like a chair. Yeah, it's never really been for me either. I want an ET chair. I like the name, the concept, the callbacks to Blade Runner. The game itself, however, is a severe disappointment, but I don't know what I or anyone else expected. Modern game developers are all about hype, cash grab, and undelivery, and we all come running back wide-eyed about the next piece of trash in disguise, so it's never going to change, is it? I said something similar to that earlier, Sparrow. Not quite as harsh, but basically the same idea. I love Spielberg, though, and it's one of his worst movies. My favorite Spielberg movie is Poltergeist. And I said that on purpose because you will not convince me that Tobe Hooper directed that movie. There is no way that you're going to convince me that the man who made the Texas Chainsaw Massacre also directed the most family-friendly horror movie in all of cinema. I never saw that movie, but I wanted to. I used to be terrified of ET because I watched it way too young. It is a little bit. So I did watch it when I was really little too. It is a little bit scary, and like the part where like I don't know the government comes and abducts ET or whatever, and like I don't know. He and Elliot start getting sick, and they put this weird tube on their house. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie in a very long time, but I remember being pretty disturbed by that part of the movie. The most insane thing about modern gaming is early access. Sorry, but that's just enabling devs to be lazy, to not finish their product, and be able to hide all the bugs and issues behind a blanket statement of, oh, but it's early access, though. Stop giving them money before their product is finished, for the love of pound cakes. Yeah, that's kind of what I said. I said that it really doesn't make sense to be an early adopter anymore. I mean, I don't know if it ever really did, but especially now, it's a really bad idea because all kinds of products and, I mean, all kinds of products come out just half finished. With the no worries, no worries. We'll just put out a day one patch. You know, it's 90 gigabytes. Never got into early access. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. That's what freaked me out. I watched it all alone, like at age 4, and was not okay. I could relate, Chaos. Some of his best movies are Jurassic Park, AI, Ready Player One, and Jaws. I love Jaws. Jurassic Park is really good too. AI I know I've seen but don't remember it, and Ready Player One I haven't seen. I didn't know that Ready Player One was a Spielberg project. Do you remember the day one 640 megabyte download for Gran Turismo, Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot, or Mario Brothers? No, you don't remember it because there's some degree of quality control and testing before they tried to sell you the game. Well, I mean, they didn't have they didn't have the downloadable patch, as an excuse. If they released Super Mario Brothers with a game breaking bug where every copy of the game crashed on like every third life permanently, like they'd have to recall all the cartridges, and you know it'd be a huge mess to fix. But now, since they can just say, oh well, we've patched it in a download, then yeah, there's no real motivation to get it right the first time. Cyberpunk is one of those games that was just too hyped and CD Projekt Red messed up. They did, and so that's one of the like crazy things because I can't. It's hard to think of an example of a company like reversing its consumers' goodwill toward it so quickly. Because like with The Witcher 3, like CD Projekt Red became synonymous with quality. And then after that they put out Cyberpunk, and now they're synonymous with laughingstock. Oh no, what? I had all the pieces. I had all the pieces to my telephone, and I ran out of energy and died trying to make the call. We were really close. All right, let me catch up here. What do you say, Sparrow? Downloadable patches are great because they can fix problems, but if it becomes the absolute norm today, something is not right. We're doing it wrong. Maybe take a step back and assess before showing us an FMV clip of the next big thing at the gaming con here. But as long as we continue to say shut up and take my money, as long as nothing will change. I know an example, No Man's Sky. Same with Fallout 76. I waited a while and it's much better now. There was unnecessary pressure from Sony to get the product out prematurely, to their credit. Yeah. Cyberpunk is good, just not at launch. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're doing better. So sometimes my action indicator up there changes to like a Roman numeral 3, which looks like the buildings where the detective and the scientist live. I have no idea what happens when I press the button when that's the case. When it's an arrow, it teleports ET, like you warp in that direction to the next screen. Not the arrow with the line under it. That's levitating, but a regular plain arrow means warp to the next screen in that direction. But I don't know what the Roman numeral 3 does. I wish there was a power for not falling back in the same hole 1,000 times. Okay, I'm just going to sit here for a moment and hope the game forgets that the detective is supposed to be right outside of this pit. It'll be a good opportunity to take another look here. I heard No Man's Sky was bad at first, but much better now. That's what I've been hearing about a lot of those games, but I mean, I don't know. I wish that was a power in every video game. I need a power that reliably and consistently protects me from the detective. He's just not going away. And just the worst thing about him is he's so much faster than me. I think it does work. If I just stay in the pit for a while and don't do anything, it does feel like the detective sometimes goes away. So I think it is good to just hang out for a moment before I Try, yeah, because see, he's gone now. No, he's back. What? Not only is he back, he's back and right on top of my head. Sometimes I do miss the old SNES days. Buy a game, pop it in, good to go. I mean, I'm still living in those days, Derek. What releases have I played? So I've played 2 games that came out this year: the new Pokemon Snap and Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. I think those are the only 2 games I've played that are 2021 games. 2020 games? I played Animal Crossing and Age of Calamity. And Bowser's Fury. I think that's it. I mean, as you can see, I don't I don't play a whole lot of what's new. So while I have a while I may have some somewhat harsh and negative opinions of the state of a lot of the modern gaming industry and stuff, my opinions aren't really worthwhile because I'm not participating in that market anyway. So me being upset with the way a game releases doesn't really matter because I wasn't going to buy it anyway. Hello, Mile High Roll. Are you winning? Almost. I've got 2 telephone pieces. I'm just waiting for this detective to leave me alone. I got all 3 pieces on my last run. All right. Okay, we're going upside down again. Reviews are worth waiting for in this day and age. I think if it's a game you really want to play, I think that you need to wait until the Game of the Year edition comes out, where they release a version that has all of the patches and DLC for whatever game it was. I think that I think that that's the way to do gaming. All right, hey, thank you, Mile High Roll. Thank you for the pistachios. Upside upside down nuts. We're getting really wacky now. The peppers are all gone. Yes, I ran out of peppers. I had to turn it off for the rest of the night. My apologies. Throw a pistachio up in the air just to really mess with us. If I was at all confident I could actually throw it up and catch it in my mouth, I would. I do not believe I could do that, and I really don't want to waste a pistachio. They're very valuable to me. So I knew I was, oh, magic beans. Okay, thank you, Gaming Bull. We'll do that too. a good time. E.T.'s dead anyway. Need some candy to revive him. I said earlier, I knew I was out of peppers. I was down to one last piece of one. I mean, I had some in the fridge, but they were no longer edible. And I'll eat spicy food. I'm not gonna eat decaying food. So I was supposed to run out and get some more peppers today, but then it stormed and I was too afraid to go out in the storm. Okay, what do we get? All right, it's brown. This one is chocolate or dog food. I don't remember if I've had the dog food. I think I have. I think it was not that bad. Yeah. Yeah, that's the dog food bean. It's gross, but it's not inedible. I said it wasn't that bad, but it's your least favorite? Yeah. Oh, it's not... I mean, it's not good. I'm not lining up to eat them. It's supposed to rain here soon. Even though I've only been here less than a week, it's become one of my favorite channels on Twitch. I love how positive and friendly this place is. Thank you, Mile High Rule. I appreciate that a lot. I got some really good people that hang around here with me. Even when they're feeding me dog food. Ugh. Ugh. Have you ever tried dog food? Hello, Absinthe. Welcome to ET. I'm sure I have. I don't have any distinct memories of it, but I'm sure at some point when I had dogs as a kid, so I'm sure at some point I was like, they seem to like this. I better try some too. But I don't really have a distinct memory of doing it. It would have been kibble or dried biscuits, because we didn't feed our dogs canned food very often. Same here. You've become one of my new favorite channels. Hey, thank you so much. Mile Hyrule. Hey, thank you for the gift sub. Much appreciated. And Derek Ocean, take a key for coming in. Back up to 2 pieces, but I don't have any lives or energy left, and the detective is right outside of my hiding place. No, he wasn't, but then he just appeared. Ooh. Become a Frown Town clown. Oh my goodness. I think the only clown around here is me, Sparrow. with my ridiculous gameplay. No, it's fine. I want the scientist to get me. How do you like that? Go ahead and come over here. Oh, good. I think I can eat a piece of... I was gonna say, I think I can eat a piece of candy, but now I'm dead, so I can't do anything. I see you're playing this masterpiece. The bad news about that is I'm playing this masterpiece again. I've already played it. I've already played it for about 2 hours on stream a couple weeks ago, or about a week and a half ago, and now I'm playing it again, and it's been an hour and a half. Now, it hasn't been an hour and a half of this game straight, because I've been chin-wagging a lot, and I've been having a lot of technical difficulties at the start of the stream. But I've definitely played it more than any human should. And I've come really close to beating it twice now. Frown Town Clowns. I knew I had a good feeling about this channel, because after watching it the first night I knew I'd be back. Right on. I'm glad to have you back. I had to comment, I love your name for Frownie's fans. Oh no. Oh no. And Cows is chanting it as well. Don't worry, Elliot will defy physics and human anatomy while he struts over to rescue you with his gyroscopic hips. What even? Oh no. So I've gotten all 3 of the telephone pieces twice now. I've made the phone call once. I just couldn't get picked up in time. My new strategy is when I know that the detective is out on the overworld, then I like to hang out in the pit and do nothing for a while, which is really exciting gameplay, I'm aware. But if I feel like if I hang out in the pit for a little while, I have a better chance of him not being there when I come out. It doesn't always work. See, like right now, he's still there. But sometimes when I do this, sometimes he's gone. And other times he's right on top of me. So I'm thinking we're going to give this about another half an hour. Is there actually a good strategy for this game, or is it just a lot of luck? I think it's just a lot of luck, to be honest. I really don't know that there is much you can do to strategize for this game. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe I could look up someone who speedruns it and see if there are reliable strats, but I kind of don't think so. I need a strategy. I need a strategy for removing myself from a pit, because falling back into the pits is real. Every complaint you've ever read about falling back into the same pits is 100% real. The thing about the pits is I don't even know what I'm doing wrong when it comes to these pits. I don't know how to change my approach. Okay, I think I'm on the next screen. For a moment I was worried that I'd somehow fallen back into that pit, but I think I'm on the next screen now. Okay, good. Of course, the detective is still following me. Oh, but I was saying, I think we're going to give this about another half an hour. If I don't complete it within that half an hour, we'll probably move on to the next thing, and I'll just have to come back to this another horrible night. If I come back to it again, I'll do it some night as a double feature with Castlevania 2. What a horrible night to have a curse indeed. This game is all luck. It really feels like it. It really feels like it. But I don't know. I played Double Dragon for hours and hours, and finally managed to develop a strategy for that game. I like Castlevania 2 a lot as well. It's a shame because so much of the game was spoiled for me. I never got to do a blind playthrough of it. If I play through it on stream now, I'm not an expert at it, so I'll definitely get lost and have a tough time in a lot of the game. But I mean, I know several of the tricks behind it, unfortunately. It's kind of the same thing with Zelda 2, but I like both of those games. I think they've got I agree that they have terrible flaws, but I don't think their flaws make them as bad as other people think they do. I can't get out of this pit. Is this Zelda? This is Zelda on Atari. Link has to find the 3 pieces of the Triforce. Could you guys please just leave me alone for a moment? Zelda 2 is way too hard and Castlevania 2 is confusing. They're both confusing. Zelda 2 is super hard. Come on, Link, stop stretching your neck and save the princess. Zelda 2 is another one, though. Like, I've never had the opportunity to play it blind because so much of it was spoiled for me before I ever even played the game. If I play it on stream, and I will sometime, I'm gonna kind of know a lot of stuff just from having it spoiled for me. So I won't get to do a blind playthrough, unfortunately. I used to guide sometimes, not ashamed. I don't think you should be. I like to play games blind as much as humanly possible, even when the game is unfair sometimes. Just because I like the suffering. But I would in no way expect other people to be willing to put up with as much nonsense as I seek to put up with. But I've played through Zelda 2 a few times, and it's all. Oh, please, please have another life. It's all Zelda 2 is all pretty manageable to me until the Great Palace. No, no, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. No. It's all falling apart. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to jinx it. I didn't want the detective to hear me. But we've had all 3 phone pieces and we've made the call. But I couldn't get to the spot to be picked up. I don't know how closely people have been watching, but we were basically there. We were basically there again, and I lost it all. Oh, what a dreadful game. I'm very annoyed. It hurts to be so close. Again, I've been upside down for way over the promised time, so we're gonna flip back around again. Thank you for your sympathies, Cows and Jelly. Oh, what was I saying? Because I was my mind. I was only half paying attention to the game and half paying attention to my own rambling. Zelda 2, I've played through it a couple times. I think that on stream I would have a lot of trouble finding a couple of the heart containers and magic containers. But other than that, I would be okay until I get to the Great Palace at the end, and then I would be brutalized for hours trying to get through the palace and defeat the Thunderbird. So I've got to do it. If I'm going to stream that game, it's got to be on a night where I'm ready to be up for 12 hours or so, because I think I'd want to do it in one sitting. I hate when I miss the mothership and have to stay on Earth. 7 Zerls? Dark Link is hard too. Dark Link is super hard, but you can cheese him, so so I'm not worried about Dark Link because I would just cheese that fight. The Thunderbird I'm scared of. I'm not even playing the game. I gotta check under my bed at night before I go to sleep to make sure the Thunderbird isn't under there. Tell you what, this detective is a real pain. He is a real thorn in my side. So I'm worried when I come out of this pit, the scientist is going to get me. But there's nothing to worry about because I'm never coming out of this pit. I can't believe I've been so close twice and pretty close a third time. A big obstacle for me with this game is I'm not super great at maintaining a mental checklist of which pits I've already checked and which ones I need to to visit yet. So, not only do I fall into pits repeatedly because I get stuck in them, but then I repeatedly fall into them of my own doing. I think it's really unfair that my energy depletes when the scientist kidnaps me because ET is doing nothing there. ET is not walking when he's being kidnapped by the scientist. The scientist's energy should be depleting, not ET's. All he's doing is being carried. That doesn't take energy. I know from experience. I have been carried before. It does not take energy. In fact, if the scientist is carrying me around, my energy should be going up because I'm resting. Thank you for the magic bean, Derek. We'll do it. We'll see what we get. Hopefully it will be at least as good as dog food, if not better. Oh, this is the no-win bean. This one is rotten egg or buttered popcorn. I lose with either flavor because I find buttered popcorn candies to be absolutely revolting. I guess I would rather it be buttered popcorn than egg, but only slightly. Ugh, it's popcorn. Oh. Oh, I hate it. I wish it was egg. I changed my mind. I think I hate the buttered popcorn bean more than the dog food bean. Yeah. Yeah, I'm comfortable saying that. The buttered popcorn bean is worse than the dog food bean. The other option was egg, yeah. Rotten egg. I went from having 2 phone pieces to having one phone piece stunningly quick. I think I'm gonna pass on that, Jelly. 5,000 channel points. Eat real canned dog food on stream. Now I think I'm gonna pass on that. Not even Frosty Paws. What's Frosty Paws? It's ice cream for dogs. I don't know. You can only eat bacon or sausage for the rest of your life. What do you pick? Oh, bacon every day, all day, every day. I think my life would be longer if I pick sausage, but I think that my life would be better if I pick bacon. Oh, if I can eat other things but only have one of the two, that changes things. That changes things. I would pick sausage then. Because I put sausage in chili, and I mean, I'm assuming if I can't have sausage, I can't have pepperoni on my pizza since it's a sausage, and I would really miss that. So I would miss bacon, but I think I'd miss pepperoni more. You would pick bacon? Bacon. I like plain bacon. I like a bacon sandwich. I like bacon on my cheeseburger, but I mean, a cheeseburger is still good without bacon. Derek's with me picking sausage. Oh yeah, and I love a grilled Italian sausage or a grilled bratwurst. Yeah, I couldn't give those up. What if I take raw bacon and stuff it into a sausage casing and fry it up? Do I get to eat it? If you put bacon into a sausage casing, does it become a sausage or does it remain bacon? Because I think I may have found a loophole there. I think especially if you grind the bacon before you put it into the sausage casing, you can't really argue with me that that's not a sausage anymore. I don't think it can remain bacon when you've altered it that much. I was in the mood for pizza tonight. Had Culver's though. I did almost the exact same thing yesterday. Yesterday? The day before? Yesterday. Both days, because I had leftover pizza. So the pizza was 2 days. But yesterday, yeah. I was thinking about having Culver's, but I had leftover pizza instead. I'm in the mood for pizza now. Pizza cravings activated. I was not 5 minutes ago. It's hard to hear. It's hard to hear. It's hard to hear about pizza and not want some pizza. Yeah, it's a pretty good coincidence. You guys just reminded me I have some leftover pizza I forgot about. Thanks. Everyone's everyone's jealous now. What's your favorite thing from Culver's? I get a butter burger with cheese and bacon on it, and some fries. I like their concrete mixers. That's what they call them, concrete mixers there, with raspberry and the little fudge pieces blended in. Some good times. The raspberry that they use does not taste like real raspberries, but that's okay because I like artificial raspberry flavor. Raspberry's probably my favorite fruit, and I love real raspberries, but I like artificial raspberry flavor pretty good too. What's a butter burger? It's a Wisconsin thing. It's just a it's just a burger cooked with an obscene amount of butter. Usually pan fried in the butter and then frequently having extra butter added to it once it's done. But different people will make them slightly differently. Thank you very much for the pistachio squirrel. Or the Reese's Pieces. I got you. Their pretzel bites are good. I don't know if I've eaten the spicy chicken from Culver's. I should. I normally like spicy chicken. But I don't think I've ever had theirs. What's a Culver? I've never heard of that chain. Yeah, they're kind of a northern Midwest thing. Mostly you find them in around Wisconsin and the neighboring states. Um, I've seen one as far south as Kentucky, and I think that some may stretch down toward Florida too, but I think they become more rare moving in that direction. Yeah, they'd be comparable to Dairy Queen. They're like a more premium version of Dairy Queen. Yeah, I'm there with you, cows on Freddy's. I'm not sure what Freddy's is. The U.S. has so many fast food places that Canada doesn't. I want to try so many of them. I'm in the Chicagoland area, so I have several Culvers around here. Yeah, yeah. That's what I think that their density increases toward the. I don't know that they're. I don't know for sure they're a Wisconsin chain, but they've got a very strong Wisconsin vibe about them that makes me think they probably are. But their density increases the closer you are to Wisconsin, and then as you move out, they become more and more scattered and rare. Freddy's taste almost exactly the same as Culver's, but they have a red and white checkerboard theme. That makes me think of Steak and Shake. Don't they do red and white as well? We're coming up on the 2-hour mark here, so I don't know how many more attempts I'm gonna make at this. About a half an hour ago, I said I was gonna wind it down, and we're almost there. But we're not gonna go down without a fight. Steak and Shake is red and white and black. And I think Rallies is black and white, so there you go. We've got like a sort of like both poles of the magnet and then where they meet. I've had 2 telephone pieces stolen from me, and in the meantime found nothing. I've wasted 8,000 units of energy and have nothing to show for it. I know. Rude thieves. So one of the things about the mystery cartridges that I'm about to break out is I don't know what controllers they use. I have a joystick and I have a pair of the tennis style paddles, but if they require the driving style paddles, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to play these play the mystery games. I didn't come across a set of the driving style paddles, so I think I only have the tennis ones. Freddy's also looks like a less barren version of Five Guys. I like Five Guys all right, too. I don't know if I like it as much as some of the other places. I only discovered it a couple years ago for the first time. I like their fries. I like their fries better than I like their burgers. Not that their burgers are bad, but their fries are really good. If you can't play them, I guess we'll have to do DK. I mean, I've got plenty of stuff on deck. I do like me some DK, don't get me wrong, but I'm probably going to hold back on that tonight. I don't want to blow through the game too quickly. It's really nice. It's really nice to have DK to look forward to after I get pummeled by something like Turtles or Earthworm Jim. It's nice to know it's nice to know I've got a fun game standing by. Uh-oh. What did that mean? I might kill the stream. Hang on. I'm not trying to, but what I'm about to do might do it. Okay, are we still here? I can't tell. I gotta wait for chat to scroll. Okay, we're here, good. Sorry about that. I got a weird message that my laptop was supposedly running out of power, and then I messed with the power cord, so I was worried it was going to shut down. But I mean, it should be fine. It now says it's charging. It's alarming because I never unplugged the laptop, so the battery should never be in use, in theory. Five Guys is one of my favorite burgers. If you ask for a small fry, they basically just fill up an entire bag, so it's more like a large, exactly. Five Guys are really good. Five Guys is okay. I tell you what it is about Elliot's walk. Elliot has a walk where his body is shaped very similar to if you've ever seen the walk cycle from the game Lester the Unlikely. He's got the same sort of like belly out, shoulders back kind of weird. So I think that's. I hope I'm thinking of the right guy. Kind of weird reverse slouch look to him. I thought Elliot looks like Where's Waldo. As I'm describing it, I'm suddenly unsure that I'm thinking of the right game. The stripy shirt does give him a powerful Waldo vibe. And blue pants. Although I can't be 100% sure that you guys, I don't think you're seeing a lot of the same colors that I'm seeing. The capture, something about the capture changes some of the colors. Because like the overworld where the pits are, looks really brown to me on my screen, but at least in my view of the capture, it looks very green. I know what you're talking about. Awful game. Yeah, I've never played it, but I've seen footage from it before. It looks pretty terrible. All right, we're gonna make one more attempt at ET. This is gonna be the last one, and then we're gonna break out some of these other cartridges and see what kind of nonsense we have to put up with. But I'm gonna try ET one more time, and if we don't get it, we'll come back to it another night. Lester is a terrible game. That's what I've heard. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the kind of hang out, wait for the detective to forget about me a little bit strategy. Take the opportunity to have some water if I don't spill it all over myself. Bad strategy. Doesn't work. Bad plan. What? Not as bad as Zelda Breath of the Wild, but pretty bad. That's a pretty rare and spicy opinion. I love Breath of the Wild too, but I know some people didn't really get into it, so it's not for everyone, I guess. I think we've talked about this before, though. Like, a lot of people, wanted a lot of the traditional Zelda elements that were missing, and so, I can get how the game is a letdown for people who are looking for more of that. And there are a couple of other things, like the story, the story in Breath of the Wild is really thin. The dungeons are pretty underwhelming. The overworld, like, I wish that there were more. I wish there were more ruination in the overworld, and that it was a bit darker to kind of match the severity of the calamity that we're told about supposedly happened. It'd be nice if there was actual, like, progress that you made toward restoring the world and clearing out monsters in a more meaningful way, like a more permanent kind of way. But I mean, each of those sort of things brings with it its own set of problems that would have made some of the things that make the game really good more difficult. So. But those are some of the things I would have liked to have seen. After watching for over an hour, gotta say you spend a lot of time falling into pits. I know, right? Man, you should watch me play Mario. It's rough. No! Did you see that? The last telephone piece was in the pit, but it went away because I died. I found it and lost it again. Maybe if I leave the pit and fall back in, it'll be here. Yes! Oh, I'm thrilled. Let's see if anything actually becomes of this, because it's unlikely. I don't know. I don't even know where to go to make the phone call. It doesn't look like it's in the same place every time. Oh no. Oh no, this guy's here to crush all my dreams. I loved Breath of the Wild so much. I had a great time with it. I was lucky enough. I got a Switch on release date, and I'd already planned. I'd already planned to get Breath of the Wild on release date. I got it actually. I got it for the Wii U, but then I ended up getting lucky enough to get a Switch. I didn't expect to get one on the day, but I did, and so I had 2 copies of Breath of the Wild. But I got it on release date, and I had taken the next 3 days off of work in preparation. I requested them like months out, and then all I did was sit in front of my television and play Breath of the Wild for 3 days straight. It was magical. And I was extra amazed by it because I'd gone in completely ignorant of anything about the game. The only thing I knew about it was that it was supposed to be an open world Zelda, and I knew the release date. I didn't even know that climbing was a thing in the game before I played it. Hello, Dartomic. Welcome to the stream. I hope part 2 does. Again, like, I'm on media blackout. I don't want to hear anything about it. Oh, I'm sorry. What are the numbers on the bottom of the screen for? The numbers on the bottom of the screen are ET's energy. When I run out of energy, I'm dead. And I spend energy when I move. Part 2 of Breath of the Wild. Oh, I didn't even think about about my speedrunning clock. Yeah. And there we go. Alright, my friends. Well, E.T. has bested me for tonight. We came really close again, though, a couple times. We had all 3 of the phone pieces 3 times, I think. I made the phone call once, but couldn't get picked up. I've gotten really close to beating this, but I just don't think that it is. I just don't think it's going to happen for us tonight. Did you ever notice how E.T. has a very similar silhouette to Johnny 5? You know what? I don't think I've ever thought about that. And I love number Johnny 5. He's wonderful. He's one of my childhood heroes. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. I don't think so, Absinthe. I think I'll get it one night. That's as good as it's gonna get for tonight. But I'll keep coming back to this. I'm gonna beat it someday. It won't remain. I won't remain defeated forever. GG. Thank you for the trophy, cows. Hopefully one night I'll really earn it, though. Okay, so what we're gonna do? I'm gonna step away for just a moment. I'm not taking a BRB, but I got to get away from the computer to grab my blank cartridges, and I'll be back with you. Oh, what's that? Johnny 5 alive because he likes concentrated fruit juice? What? I don't. Is that from a short circuit themed commercial or something? I don't think I get that. You get a trophy for sheer number of pits fell into. You're old enough to have drank 5 alive. I am, but I don't remember it. Blank carts. Yeah. Give me just a second. Let me grab them. I'll be right back with you. Okay, so what I've been doing, I've been working on this this ongoing project of inventorying my game collection, and I went through my Atari 2600 games the other day, and three of the cartridges are completely blank. No stickers. There were no stickers near them or anything like that, so I have no idea what these are. Now again, none of them are super rare or like super valuable games, because I would know that kind of thing was in my collection somewhere, and I'd be like, oh, I can't find X game that cost me $300. It must be this one. Like I would figure that out. So these are going to be like common games, but I don't know what they are. I need to figure out what they are, so I figure we might as well play them on stream. Because that's the only way I'm going to figure out what it is. And they could be interesting, or they could be terrible, but I figured we'd put them in and just, give them each a try for a while. Maybe do around an hour per game. Maybe less if it's indecipherable or horrible. I don't know. I just figured we'd play it by ear. But I've got 3 of them that don't have anything on them, and I need to figure out what they are. All 3 are E.T. If all 3 are E.T., we are playing E.T. all night long. I won't give up. But I don't think that's what's going to happen to us. So, let's collect a phone piece in each copy. Legend has it, if you collect 1 phone piece in each of 3 copies of E.T., the real E.T. will visit you. It's like saying Beetlejuice 3 times. Alright, you're going to get hit with a blast of static now as I switch the game out. So just be prepared.